I used to like to draw cartoons and things, and I was kind of torn between drawing and aviation. That was the heyday of Roscoe Turner, Wally Post, Lindbergh. You could fly and you could be something because of who you were. That's what appealed to me. I had an idea for the Flying Farmer back in 1948.
Let's take off up in the blue. Once I get you up there.
I was working at a little airport in North Carolina. They were having a show come to town, and they were going to hire me doing a comedy act. And I went home that weekend and opted to get married and never went back. So I didn't do that show, but it's been on my mind for years. And never materialized the Flying Farmer until I got involved here with the Flying Circus in 1973.
40 years of mowing the grass. With a push mower, yeah. Silas Hicks, make sure he doesn't touch anything. Whoa!
But most of the air shows I did, I was introduced as a local guy that mowed the field for the air show.
Is that cable working all right? Can we get them to stop there a second?
I didn't want any money. I'd never been up in an airplane, so they're going to interrupt the show and give me a ride. And then after I get in, the pilot gets out to see if I've hurt the airplane anywhere.
He left the engine running and got out the Joe!
And then when he gets out, I hit the throttle and take off accidentally.
Joe! He can't even see his shoes. Oh no, this is not good, folks. He's heading for the trees. Quick, call the ambulance. The crash is going to be terrible. The higher you go, the harder you hit.
You know, I'm not the first Flying Farmer. There were Flying Farmers before World War II. There were always comedy people doing comedy flying acts. They would either be a flying professor that was teaching himself to fly with a book, or escaped convict, or a drunk, or the old Flying Farmer. Because this show appealed so much to kids, I opted to be the Flying Farmer. I didn't want to be the drunk.
Look out for those trees! Good! Oh! Silence! This is unbelievable. He has never been on an aircraft before. No.
I taught flying for many years, and when you're teaching a student, he can't learn if you're hanging on to the controls. So you develop a feel for the airplane so that you don't have to have your hands and feet on the controls to know what's going on.
Stay over there.
You know, a lot of times I'd go up and a student would do something.
Yeah, but the wing. Look out for the wing.
Later you'd take over and talk to them about it.
We need another wheel. Another wheel. 2 wheels. Hey, 2 wheels. Okay, let's just put... No. Let the wheel and a wing tip.
But then I'd always come back in and I would wonder, could I have let him go a little further without taking over?
Trees.
And so then I would go back up by myself and do stuff that he was doing to see to what extreme it would go. But I told all my students, they taught me everything I know. And it's almost true.
He's getting that nose up awful high, Chris. That's not good. He's going to stall that airplane. He won't even know what's happened to him. He's going to get it up so high that the thing's going to stop flying, spin down towards the ground, and then it's going to go all over.
Right, the only way to recover from a spin is to push the stick forward and gain speed. But don't stall it! See how slow he's going? Oh, no, there he goes! He's spinning down towards the forward. Oh, no. That's it, Keith. Now, all right, level ease it gently. Ease it back. Ease it back. Way to go. Nice. Whoa! Not that far back. Way too far back. Yes, you can't. You're not supposed to loop a thumb. You can't loop a aerobatic.
This is what I like about the act that I do. It's not grandiose aerobatics or anything else. But when a guy comes right out of the crowd, right in front of you, and steps in the airplane, then everybody in that audience that doesn't fly can equate to it. I remember coming to the gate one day, and there was a little girl about 9 years old standing by the gate with her mother. And when I walked through the gate with my cane, going out to get my ride, the little girl looked up to Mom and she says, "I'm so glad that old guy got that airplane ride."
Oh, there's one wheel.
One wheel.
Oh,
The
one
right
wheel.
wheel has landed.
There we got two
One
wheels
left
down.
wheel.
All right, very good, Silas.
The Eagle has landed. 2 wheels down.
We need a third wheel down.
Third wheel.
Well, I spent a career in aviation as an aircraft mechanic and a flight instructor. I've just always been glad to be a part of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, there he is, Charlie Kulp. Fantastic performance by the flying farmer himself, Charlie Kulp.
You probably didn't notice, but every pilot on this field was stopped and watching what Charlie was doing.
It's perfect for a flying honeymoon. They do say, come on, fly with me.
I couldn't learn math, and I had a teacher that almost talked me out of flying. She said, if you can't learn math, you'll never be a pilot. I don't know where that teacher is now, but I'm in the Hall of Fame.